Load. We're good. All right, guys, what is going on? Today we're gonna be talking about conquering any creative block. Okay, with Midjourney. Okay, we're gonna be talking about Midjourney prompt builders, and you're seeing a few of these come out right now. That's like the new thing that's like first thing I thought about is like when you're talking to any of these AIs, like what is the most important thing, right? And it's the prompts. Okay. And me and D have been talking about this. And if you guys don't know who we are, hello, I'm RJ and that's D. Uh, One thing is like, first thing I thought about is like, okay, how can we make things better? And you got to think about this with any tool, any AI tool that you're using. It's like, what is the best way that I'm going to speak to this AI to give it what I want back? Right. And it's all about testing at the end of the day, because first and foremost, everyone's going to be different when it comes to talking to an AI, right? My prompt that I put in is going to be different from the next 2 or 3 or 4 people, right? But you can get an idea, research, right? Research and come up with different prompt ideas. Okay, this is very, very important for your business or for whatever you're trying to do. Or I'm implementing AI as far as like, the writing assistants and stuff like that. And, the images is kind of give my guys some inspiration to come up with better, ideas, which is really cool because there's several different ways that you can possibly use it. And those are the ways that I personally use it. And I think it's just an awesome way to come up, with different images or different writing prompts or email marketing. Dee was talking about this earlier in our Ready Aim Scale group, and which is very powerful because she geeked out about that. And it was like, I came up with this whole email sequence to help me with my business. And it's like, it's crazy because I've been seeing a lot of that stuff online. How are you using it, Dee, personally?
So I'm using it for so many different things right now. It's crazy. But what we did in our paid group just a minute ago was we talked about how I was using it to build an automated email sequence, and how even though I know how to code and I know how to pull in dynamic blocks, so dynamic blocks are like basically changing blocks of content that automatically populate themselves so that when you're creating your emails, you don't have to keep going back in and editing each stream before it goes out so that it has the up-to-date information. So basically, you can use Chat GPT to code all of that stuff, like to code dynamic blocks, to give you the coding for it, to help you figure out what the right words or what the right sequence should be for your subscribers, for your specific store and your specific niche. And that's how I've been using it. So I put in a whole bunch of prompts, and then it spit out for me literally an entire email marketing plan in a sense. So I know what my first touch is, my second touch, my third, my fourth, and all of the touches that I will be planning for the next year in my newsletter will be like done. It's already done. Like the plan is there, and it came mostly out of Chat GPT with me prompting it and kind of tweaking as we went along. So I was saying also what I did recently was I asked Chat GPT to write me a 2,000 word blog post comparing and contrasting different styles of interior design, because one of my shops is a home decor and furniture shop, and therefore it's helpful to my subscriber base if they go ahead and have that basic awareness of like the difference between these styles, or how they can kind of update. So for full disclosure, my shop is called The Good Sign Company. We do handmade wood signs and gifts and stuff like that. And home decor, like furniture, like all out of wood. And so naturally, the easiest path for me is a farmhouse design, right? And ultimately, there's different kinds of farmhouse, and people want to switch up how they do their farmhouse depending on how long they've been in their current decor style and whatever. So having that 2,000 word blog post comparing and contrasting the 6 most prevalent farmhouse style is something that's going to be right up my subscribers' alley in the long run. So that's super exciting to work on too. So yeah, I mean, I think this dovetails perfectly into the content for today, which is conquer any creative block with this amazing Midjourney prompt builder, because I truly do believe that the prompts that you put into GPT are the gold that is going to be directly responsible for what you get out of the tool. So the better your prompts are, the better quality of an answer you get from Chat GPT as a result. Therefore, let's hop into this. Let's get in.
Yep, let's do it. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And if I in the Chrome tab, window, let's do window. You're gonna probably see me pop up right now. Everything good? You see me on over here?
Not yet. I still see the screen. Maybe it's loading. Okay, there we go. Yep.
Okay. All right. Where are we at right now? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at Midjourney Prompt Generator. I'm looking at Chat GPT. That's where you are. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So if you guys are unaware what this is the Chrome extension that I'm using is AIPRM for Chat GPT. Okay. It's a Chrome extension that helps. It generates prompts within here. It's like a community, inside this community, you can see like, who was it created by. Kenny. You're going to see, like different people in here, nomadsaccounting.com. You're seeing different people creating different prompts in here, and they're giving away for free. So it's a free Chrome extension that you can download, which is really awesome. So I just typed in Midjourney in the search right here, but they have a ton of different prompts, and you can see that over 800K in views, 400K in views, 475K. The people are using these, and you can see the thumbs up and stuff like that. But if you want to search for something, right, you just type in like Midjourney, right, and then it will like filter it all for you. You can see everything over here. Like this one prompt has 360K views, okay, 3,000 likes, right? And if we literally just click on that prompt right on the bottom right here, you're going to see it says keyword. Basically, it's just telling us to put in a keyword. And I would literally, when it comes to any of this stuff, I was like, you would create either like a Google Sheet and start getting to work with different prompt ideas, right? Depending on like what you're using it for. And maybe you like a certain prompt better than another one, where the only thing you're doing is switching out the keyword, right? And then you can create a prompt for that one. So let's do something like simple. We'll do a panda. Okay. We'll hit panda, and we're just going to go ahead and hit enter. And it's asking Chat GPT to create us a prompt, okay, for Midjourney with the keyword panda. And I know that if any of you guys are unaware, like, what Midjourney is, okay, it's an image AI creator, and I think they have a free version that you can use, and then they obviously have a paid version, but it's a freaking awesome tool that you can use to help you create images. And a lot of people are asking, can I use it for a t-shirt, my t-shirt business? And or can I use it? Can I upload it to online websites? And when it comes to anything like that, let's say you're trying to upload it to Amazon merch or to Redbubble, you have to get an understanding. Okay. When it comes to having someone else create your images, like an AI image creator, like you have to have a full understanding that you're relying on a AI that's going to create the image for you. Okay. It's your job as an individual to make sure that that image is not being copied from somewhere else. Okay. Because we don't know where they're getting the images from. All we know is like they're just gathering all this information on the internet, and they're kind of getting an idea. The AI is getting an idea and then recreating their own. Okay. And just to kind of be aware of that, like I know a lot of people that do that personally, right? When it comes to creating images, they see something outside, right? And they see it and they're like, oh, that's inspiration for me to create a design, right? And basically, in a way, that's what the AI technology is doing. It's like getting the concept, getting the idea, and recreating their own image, right? Their one standalone image, and creating it for like what you're telling it, what the prompt, what you're putting into it. That's how they're creating it. Okay. And it's creating 1, 2, 3. We got 3. We're working on 4 prompts right now on the screen. You can see it working, which is crazy because I can see keep in mind, this is a productivity tool that's going to help you grow your business, right? Mm-hmm. And the idea behind this is for you to get more work done, right? Like I said, I use this. I have 3 artists on my team, and I show them like, this is what it came up with. This is what it came up with. Do something like this, but try to do it better, right? I want you to do something like this, but better than, and come up, do your own, put your own flip on it, use your own creative. Because if you're an artist, you know that your creativity, right? You enjoy being creative. But if you can create an image, right, and it's like really awesome, like you can use it in the design, like, and I feel like it's, when it comes to anything like that, you have to understand it does take human power to create certain images, because the AI, if you put something into like Midjourney, if you ever did it, it comes out like, what the heck is this, right? So it does take human power when it comes to creating certain images over there, or whatever you want to call them, right? It's just a powerful tool. It's amazing what you can do with this. Are you seeing the prompts that it's putting out?
Yeah, it's amazing. I almost swear. I'm trying to be less of a potty mouth, y'all. So I'm trying. Just bear with me. But I'm like, I mean, look at these prompts. Like, so many.
But
like, I mean,
like Notepad,
and they're feature rich. That's the difference. So I think if we go back for like 2 seconds, a lot of
okay,
people don't fully understand A, what Chat GPT is, or B, why it should be important, or C, why like you should even use this to benefit your business. Okay. So just to like recap real quick, if y'all are brand new to learning about Chat GPT, or you just hopped on the Chat GPT bandwagon because you heard everybody talking about Chat GPT 4. What Chat GPT is an online artificial intelligence tool that basically allows you to ask it questions and it will generate intelligent like responses. Okay. So if you ask Chat GPT to do something for you in your business, like for instance, write you a 2,000 word blog post comparing and contrasting 6 different interior design styles, it will write you out a 2,000 word blog post that very accurately describes any of those design styles that you have asked for it to compare and contrast. Okay. If you, let's say, need a spreadsheet to do some interesting things for you that are only really specific to your business, so you don't necessarily want to pay somebody who's like really good at Excel to create your macro or to like create your specific sheet, you can use ChatGPT to basically help you create the coding or the formulas that you need to be putting into your spreadsheet to get to your end result of whatever your spreadsheet needs to do in order to function best for you. So for instance, for me even, I use ChatGPT to create a macro in Excel for myself that basically helps me with one of my businesses in production, right? I've used ChatGPT to create email newsletters. I've used it to create blog posts. I've used it for keyword research. I've used it to come up with prompts for Midjourney. There's a variety of ways that you can use this. And I kind of want you to think of it as a personal assistant. Like you can ask it questions about stuff that you don't know about, that you're trying to do better with or trying to learn. It will come up with like strategies for email marketing, strategies for social media marketing. It will come up with content ideas for social media marketing, content ideas for like TikTok reels or like TikTok and reels, you know what I mean? All of that kind of thing. So ultimately, the ways that you can use ChatGPT are endless. Like it goes on and on and on forever and ever and ever. But this is just to highlight Midjourney is basically a separate tool that creates images. It's also an AI tool, right? And what we're talking about today is how to use ChatGPT, and these are both free tools. You can see on RJ's screen, it says upgrade to plus because we're using the freebies here. We're not using any paid tools that you're going to have to like, cut off an arm and give it to somebody to pay for. You know what I'm saying? It's all free right now to help you in your business. So when you get there, just think about how you can use it for your end result. In this case, we've just typed in one word. He just said panda. And look at the great prompts that come out of that, right? It's like so detailed and specific that when he goes and he pulls those into Midjourney, there's not going to be a question about whether those details get entered, right? Like, so basically what we're trying to teach you how to do with this is use the free tools that are available to create the prompts if you're unfamiliar with it, or just to speed up that process even, so that you can get an idea of how to prompt these tools to get to the end result that you want as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so that exactly that, and that's the main goal too as well. And I think Midjourney is, I think it's like free to a certain part, then you would have to start paying for it. But like for example, like this one image is worth like what you pay for it each month. Chat GTP is free, but you can obviously upgrade to it. And we are not, no, there's no affiliate link or nothing like that. But they're just trying to show you like what's going on. So here's the free plan. We're on the free plan, but then you want to upgrade to the plus. It's only $20 a month. But this right here that it put out is like probably like $20 a month, because you're going to see the prompt that I put out right here over here in Midjourney. And Midjourney is connected to Discord. So what you're doing is, signing up for Midjourney. And then once you sign up, you go into the Discord channel and it will create images with inside there. So that's where the server is being held at. Okay, if you're unaware of that. But check this out. So I grabbed that second prompt right here, which is, can you see my screen, D? So I grabbed the second prompt right here and I plugged it into Midjourney. Can you see the panda that it popped up?
No. So all I'm seeing right now is the Chat GPT screen. I'm not seeing the Midjourney screen.
Let me see. Give me a second. Let me stop sharing. And if you also, to you guys, if you guys are barely joining, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. If you guys have any questions, please let us know.
2 thumbs up.
Let me just get this. Okay, because I pressed the window. Okay, I got you now, because I was going back and forth. You guys probably missed a few things. So I grab, let me come back over here. Let me get us out the way. I grabbed this one and then I plugged it into Midjourney. Okay. And what I did was when I plugged it into Midjourney, it literally pulled up this image of that panda. Okay. Simply grab this prompt. Okay. You put the dash inside of Midjourney and then you grab this prompt. Okay. It populates, the information. You grab this, copy, paste into there, and voila.
Very cool.
And it is really cool, huh?
Like, look how detailed that is. It's so cute. And it's like, I feel like it's gotten better. Okay. Because, well, is it still doing a thing with the hands where the hands don't look right?
I don't know. I think they're supposed to come out with a newer version, the V5, pretty soon, but it's with the hands yet. But for the most part, it's like, I feel like that is an issue too as well, where you would have to, I'm trying to figure that part out, because I think you can go in there. I think there was a tool that I heard about where, like, if there's a part that's not created correctly, you just click on the hands or something like that, and it will recreate the hand for you or something.
Perfect.
Which is crazy, because I'm just like, damn. But if you look at the detail, right, like the hair, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then even like looking over here, like the hair too. Look at this is the hair too, the eyes.
Well, and the shadow details and everything. I'm like, dang, man. This
the
is
leaves, like, you know what I mean? And then like
like it looks very good. Like very, very good.
And like, so for example, like if you like, let's say we like the first one. I think the first one's pretty clean, because I like, him peeking out a little hole like in between the trees, right? Like he seems like he's in the tree, but he's like looking through the branches and stuff, which is, the leaves and stuff, which is really cool. And I think it's just, this one's cool too. The more of the background and stuff like that. But let's say we like this one. But what I'm going to do is upscale this image right here. Okay. So it's more detailed. Okay. The pixel quality is a little bit better. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to create a few different versions of this one. Right. And I'm doing it in the end of Midjourney, but it's going to take a little bit of time. And I don't want you guys to look at that loading screen as it's taking some time to load up, but it's going to create that information for us, and which is really awesome, because it's like, first we started off with the prompt and then we came back, we took this prompt, put it into Midjourney, and it created this image like that. And how long would it think you would take for us to create a prompt like that? But
it would take a while, because like even for me, so I would say I'm a relatively like verbose person, like talkative. I use a lot of different words. I have a decent vocabulary. I'm not like the smartest person in the world, but I'm not like, can't string 2 sentences together either. So for me, using this tool, I'm like, oh, I can just put it this. But even for me, as somebody who talks a lot and has a lot of words at their disposal, I will find that when I sit down sometimes at Chat GPT to try and come up with a prompt, my brain starts like almost trying to do this thing where it's trying to add all the little tiny pieces to that prompt virtually possible. And then I end up like spinning myself out a little bit, right?
Uh-huh.
And so to be able to come up with a prompt like this just by clicking a button, it's so much easier. And again, it just helps you, like, these are tools, right? Like we're not suggesting that you use this and then like you don't go check to make sure that this didn't rip off an artist somewhere, or that you don't go check to like it, even if you're using it for blog posts, like what I do, I put that into a checker to make sure it's not plagiarized, to make sure they haven't ripped it from somewhere else. But even then, on top of that, I still edit it. So what I was sharing earlier with the Ready and Scale group people was that ultimately, when I come in and I do anything with this tool, I make these little tweaks to it as time goes on so that it is eventually my own 100% like completely unique content, versus, you know, somebody could enter that exact same prompt inside of Chat GPT, get the exact same answer, copy, paste, and go, right? And so that's what these tools are here for. They're here to kind of shorten the amount of time that it takes you to get from point A to point B. But the objective is not to just like copy, paste, and call it done. The objective is to really, truly take that starting place, add your own little flip or your own little details or your own little spin to it, to make that truly your unique thing, right?
Yep.
Because otherwise, it's not much different. Like you could end up having somebody do the exact same prompt, get the exact same blog, get the exact same email, get the exact same whatever as you, and then it kind of waters down the authenticity and uniqueness of whatever it is that you're using that thing for. Now, like if it's something like a macro for Excel, you don't have to worry about it as much as if it's something public facing, okay? But those public facing things you want to be paying attention to, because even for me, I'll tell you a very funny quick story. The other day, literally in the shop, we found a bunch of industrial fixtures that I'm going to use to make like those industrial wall shelves or whatever. So we had just kind of like, we bought a bunch early. We must have like just put them away in the shop and kind of forgot that they were there. So I was like, okay, so I'm looking at them. I'm looking at the manufacturer. We had not posted these inside of the last year, so I had no accurate photos of what the end result would look like. And so I went onto the manufacturer website. It said we're okay to use their photos commercially. I was like, perfect. So I just snatched a photo, posted it on the Facebook page, and was like, we found a bunch of these fixtures. That means industrial shelves are back, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, I guess I didn't think, let's say, there's a million other people out there that would do that same thing, that would take that photo and like use that photo to try and sell the industrial shelf, right? But like it's there to do. The manufacturer gives you the access to it for that purpose. So like, why not? So of course, do I not get called out, okay, on social media where someone's like, I saw this exact same picture on Amazon, and now you just like, this isn't even your work, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, literally every other post on that page is literally something I have handmade. And it was literally just because we found the fixtures, we want to get the fixtures out of the shop. And we're like, okay, we have this tool that we can use that's completely above board, nothing wrong with it whatsoever, to be able to like just say to people, hey, we found these fixtures, these are what the shelves will look like, blah, 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 blah. So I tell you this story because I want it to be clear. Like, in that scenario, I did nothing wrong, right? But that being said, because somebody was able to find that thing that I created or posted somewhere else, someone else is going to make it seem like I did something sketchy or shady or whatever by posting that, when truthfully, those industrial shelves, like, they're going to look the same no matter what you do. It's the same exact kind of wood. Like, it doesn't matter, which is probably why the manufacturer doesn't care that you use their pictures, right? But that being said, you have to think about the end user's perception of something like that. So same way, if you copy and paste that blog post and then they see that blog post on 7 different other blogs, people start to wonder like, wait, who wrote the post actually, right? And like, why is it on 7 other blogs, like verbatim, like text, like word for word, right? So you have to keep those things in mind and use these tools appropriately as a result.
Yeah, no. So yeah, no, yeah, you have definitely have to understand that. It's like I think it's only like it's common sense too as well when it comes to any of this stuff. It's like it's yeah. So the two images that it created,
Mhm.
this is the ups. Let me show the ups. This is the upscaled, and this is the different variation of each one. Let me do that. Let me close this. Close that. Let me show you guys. Oh, almost closed the whole window. It disappeared. This one. This one. Okay, so let me share my screen one more time so you guys can check this out. Window entire screen, screen one. Now let me pull up. So this is the variation. Okay, so the first image it created basically, 4 different variations of that one. Okay, which is really cool. The number one that we liked.
So
Okay.
it's not showing up on the screen. I don't. Oh yeah. Okay. I see it on this screen. It's just not. Okay. Go ahead.
You're good now. Okay. We're good. So when it you can see what it did, right? Which is really cool.
Mhm.
Like you can see, like it added, like on this one, it added more of the tree over here. This one, it
Yeah.
added
Bark.
the leaves of the tree, but like a different texture on the tree, right?
Yeah.
This one it has like a bamboo stick, I want to say right here, right?
Hmm.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
All right, which is really
I
awesome.
didn't even notice that, but yeah, that's cool.
And that can be also to that. Think about that. That could be like spot the difference in a book too as well. That's
Yeah. So
another
like an
idea.
activity book for kids or whatever, you could use it to
Uh-huh.
do like a line drawing, spot the
Mhm.
difference kind of situation. And again, it can be unique. Like depending on the
Mhm.
prompt that you make for that,
Mhm.
it
It
could
could
be
be it.
super, super unique, you know?
But also too, like keep in mind, like it's definitely going to take some more work, but the concept and the ideas and the creativity that's spitting out to you, it's like, okay, that's an idea. I can create something with that, right?
Mhm.
Like how can I use this to make money, right? So keep that in mind. And then now this is the upscaled. Okay, this image is, let me see, it's 1,568 by 896.
Pixels.
Okay, yep, and yeah, and
Creative.
it's a PNG file.
Hmm.
So, which is really cool. So it's crazy how you can take one image, upscale it, right, and get it as best as possible, for whatever you're trying to create or use for it, but making sure that it's not pixelated, right? And obviously, if you stretch it, right, it's probably gonna pixelate a little bit more. But there's certain things that you can use in here. It's like one of the ones is like make for put sticker in there, right? Put the keyword sticker. So panda, let's say hugging a tree, you know what I mean, and put for sticker, and it will literally create a sticker image for you. So, or even just put like white outline. Okay, if you're trying to figure out how to like cut out that image and use it for whatever you're going to use it. I know a few people that use uh, these images for, they're not standalone, but they use them like mixed in with like books or within for a different t-shirt design, right? And this is another thing too, because as things are changing and going along, each AI image creator is going to have their own rule set in place. Like one
Oh,
week
for
it might
sure.
be for commercial use. Next week it's not for commercial use. Okay. So want you to understand that. And it's your job to understand that. And as things change, because this is crazy because everything's moving so fast right now. It is moving fast because it's like last year you couldn't do shit. You couldn't create nothing. Now this year you're over here creating an image within seconds, right? You're like, wow.
Hmm.
And I think that's amazing because it's like, okay, well, I always talk about like what's next now? What's going to happen next? Like these tools are obviously they're going to get better, and they're getting better and better and better, right? And you're supposed
Hmm.
to like, what are you supposed to do? So it's I think this is like as far as being more productive and helping you throughout the day and coming up with different designs and or different creativity or using it for your blog posts. It all can be done just with these tools. Okay, coming up with different ideas, coming up with different niches, coming up with you don't have no one to talk to, so you talk to the AI and then it spits out information to you. I asked the AI, "Can you be my friend for life?" And it's like, "Well, I don't have emotions," and it's like, "I don't have emotions, so I can't do that for you. I'm not a real human." I'm like, God damn, okay. So thanks. So you're not gonna be my friend. You're just gonna help me.
But I
Take
mean,
it.
the reality is like there's so many cool things that you can do with this, right? Like what I was going to ask actually, because I know it's a big question that I see in all the groups all the time when we're talking about using AI for image generation. So one of the questions that has been popping up a lot in the groups that I'm in is, is it illegal or is it not okay to use a certain style of, I guess, artwork for your prompts? So like, for instance, if you were to say, create a panda image in Andy Warhol style, like, and then you were to try and sell that on a shirt, is that illegal? Is that not illegal? Are some of those images copyrighted? Or those styles? Like, how does it work? And so my rule of thumb on this is like, you see a lot of people kind of take a design style because like that's the style itself is not fully like copyrightable in a sense, right? Like what's copyrightable are like the unique end results of one work, right? Or trademarkable is like terms and words that people would use that are associated with your brand, right? But when it comes to utilizing like specific design styles or specific artwork styles, I feel like we get into a weird, murky kind of gray area. Because, like, for instance, we have this one artist in our paid group, Christine, right? Like, Christine does beautiful, like, very detailed, lovely, lovely illustrations of a variety of different things. So like if all of a sudden, let's say I started feeding the AI all of Christine's artwork, I just went by her shop and started just like kind of feeding it like links from her shop so that the AI would have an idea of the style that I wanted. And I said, create me a panda in this exact style. Like, do you see why that becomes a bit problematic? like you're like, I don't think that that's moral to do. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like you're purposely trying to copy somebody's very specific design style to make profit off of that for yourself. And there's no way that you would be able to recreate any of that, like without actually essentially sampling that person's work. Right. But then there's a difference between that and like what RJ's doing, where he's putting in like a very specific prompt that doesn't have anything to do with other people's design styles of artwork, right?
Yeah.
And he's getting something that's completely unique. So I bring that up because like these are the kinds of conversations that we get into a lot of the time around AI tools or around tools in general. Like lots of people start to talk about copying and this and that and the next thing. And like, I'm not the person that's going to say, oh, you can't put a popular phrase that nobody owns on a shirt in a different font than somebody who's selling that thing and it's doing well for them. I'm never going to be that person. Like at the end of the day, popular phrases are not copyrightable for a reason. They're not trademarkable for a reason, and like they're fair game, right? For people to kind of design and style how they want. But that's very different, in my opinion, than like a very specific design aesthetic that somebody has spent years of their lives creating or crafting. And then you feeding that tool, that person's design aesthetic in an attempt to copy essentially that person's artwork. Right. So like, just be cool is I guess like the best way of putting it. Like when I say like when we're talking about these tools and we're teaching you how to use them and we're giving you ideas, be cool with how you use them. Okay. Like don't be using this out there to do crappy things. It's bad karma. just come up with your own unique stuff. Like use those popular phrases, maybe like underlay like an image. It'd be cool if that panda image, for instance, had a bunch of words on top of it, and like the panda was the interior of those letters. So you can still see the aesthetic of the design, and then you saw the words that were related to that image. You know what I mean? There are so many, literally so many different ways for you to make something unique that's my advice all the time is be unique,
And that's one thing too is that's one thing too is like as far as like when it comes to outsourcing and stuff and having certain artists on my team, like I have artists on my team that have been working with me for like 4 years, 5 years, and they're happy working with me and they want to continue working with me, and that is because I make sure I help them understand like your job is very important. Like in order for us to create something unique and different from everyone else that's selling stuff online, your creativity and all that, it's important. So we use the tool to understand like this is what the tool spit out to us, like what can we create right? That can be really freaking awesome. Okay. And we can maybe put on a t-shirt design or whatever it is. Like this is not going to replace your job. So don't think like that. Don't think like that. The thing is it's going to help us be more productive and help us grow the business. Okay. And you can be selling anywhere. Okay. You can be doing anything you can possibly think of. You can be creating blog posts. You can be creating Amazon merch designs, right? And uploading them, or you can be creating KDP books or selling on Etsy, Redbubble, TeePublic, wherever it is that you're selling. Okay. It doesn't matter where you're at. It's just understanding the concept and the whole process behind it. And it's not, okay, create me a King Griffey Jr. Design where I need King Griffey Jr.'s face, and we're going to put it up and we're going to put it on Amazon.com. And we don't have the rights to it. We're not doing that. We're creating like, okay, create me this funny panda. So I'm going to stay over here on my funny animal sayings, right? Create me this awesome panda design, right? And then I want to put that on the shirt, and I want to create the top selling panda shirt on Amazon or Etsy. And you'll be surprised, like that top selling panda shirt will probably make you like $200, $300 a month, or let's just say $100 a month. And that's a lot, because next thing you know, you have 10 designs doing that. That's $1,000 a month. You know what I mean? And then that one design takes off for Christmas, then it's making $2,000 that month. Like, come on. So that's the idea behind that. Don't get it confused with like, okay, we're doing this or doing that. That's exactly me personally. That's exactly what I've been teaching for like the last 5 years. And I think it's, or maybe 6 now, but it's really awesome to see, as we're going into this and sharing this very valuable content, very valuable information with you guys to help you understand, like, hey, this shit is easier, like as of today compared to 5-6 years ago. It's changing the game. So yeah. With that being said, if you guys got any value out of this, give this video a thumbs up. Do you have anything else to say? Anything?
No, that was it.
Okay. Thank you guys very much for hopping on here. And I think it was Christine that was in there, chatting with us and saying what's up. So thank you very much for watching. This replay will be up wherever we're posting it. So it'll be up on YouTube, it'll be up on the Facebook group, and then it'll be up on the Ready Aim Scale. And if you guys are unaware too as well, Ready Aim Scale is, they're going to have the link somewhere down below or up above. Okay, if you guys haven't signed up over there, we do two lives a month, right? And there's a lot of good information back there, training in private group too as well. If you're afraid to ask any questions publicly, we answer all questions, and we try to help out as best as possible for you guys to understand how to grow your business and help you grow your business. Or if you're confused about something and you're scared to ask it out in the public, you're more than welcome to ask it back there. There's a few there's quite a few successful members back there that have grown their business from $1,000 to $3,000, $4,000 a month. I'm one of them, and it's really cool to have a community like that, guys. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Peace.